Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. We don't want to scare anybody.
We will not be held responsible for any hearing impairments or damage caused to you from excessive exposure to this sound.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of A Tilted World. My name is Derek Tilt. I am your host, and I'm super excited to be here. This is our second Saturday stream in a row, so if you're still not used to it, get used to it, buddy, because we're done with Wednesdays. Wednesdays were trash. Sick and tired of doing Wednesday streams. I was sick and tired after work. Didn't feel like doing more stuff after work, so we're doing it on Saturdays now at 1 o'clock every Saturday. The next few weeks are probably going to be some backlogged episodes because it's summertime's coming up. I got a lot of stuff going on, so there won't be live episodes, but there will still be episodes coming out for you guys to watch and listen to and still, enjoy your Saturdays with. So thank you guys for joining us. If this is your very first time being here, thank you so much, and please stay. I promise you, you're going to have a great time. And, if you could, please give us a like, subscribe, and a follow. That always helps us out. And if you hit the little bell here on YouTube, you get notified when we do live streams too. So make sure you check that out. We are available on iTunes, Spotify. Oh, God, pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast, we're there. So check us out. Give us a little rate, review, whatever you can to help. So I'm super excited about today's episode. We have two new guests to A Tilted World. Super excited. I always love having new guests on. I also love having new podcasters on because I'm still new. I've been at this for a year and a half. I still feel really new. Well, they've been at this for about a month or so ish. Yeah, I can see you guys. You can't. I don't know if you can see me. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they've been at this for about a month or so. So we're going to promote their show, Redrum and Red Wine. It's a true crime podcast, and their hosts are Sara and Kristen. So I'm going to go ahead and welcome them to the show. Sara, Kristen, how are y'all?
Hi.
Good.
Doing good.
How are you?
I'm really good. I had a really weird morning this morning. So typically on Saturdays I sleep in, but this morning I woke up at 7:30 wide awake for some reason. And so I laid in bed trying to go to sleep, and I couldn't. And then for some reason I wanted to go to a thrift store. So I went thrift shopping this morning.
Hell yeah.
But I didn't get anything. I was looking for like cool t-shirts, but they were all like vacation t-shirts with like location like Nashville or like Tampa on it. And I was like, it was like nothing really good. That and like a couple like swim team t-shirts. And I was like, I'm not feeling it. So but yeah, just been killing time until now. Thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, we are super nervous and excited. So mind the quiet nerves.
Don't be nervous.
We're still working it out.
We have fun here. And also we were kind of talking about this before we went live, but my shows are not edited. Like it's like I used to edit like all the time, and like just I would spend 3 hours trying to record something and then 5 hours editing it. And then I just couldn't. I was losing my mind, and I couldn't. I was working too, so it was just too much. So I was like, you know what? Nah, we're just gonna not edit. But
that's what was so scary when Sara told us that we were going to be doing this, because we at least do our recordings like 2 to 3 times, and then I edit the shit out of them. So when I was like, oh fuck, we gotta like really actually filter ourselves and make sure we're doing this right.
I should probably learn something from y'all. I'm just lazy. That's what it comes down to, in all honesty. Which it's honestly,
we're about to get to that point, because now that we are in the swing of doing the recordings, and so we'll try to do the recording 2 or 3 days before we do the actual posting, so it's somewhat current with what's going on true crime wise. But oh my god, it's a lot of work to get it all done in a week and then give yourself like 2 days to edit. So I'm like, fuck,
yeah.
We're getting to, it may just be one huge big take and everyone's going to see our uh-ohs.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. It's all about the uh-ohs. That's how you learn. And then, it also gives, I think it gives, this is also another way that I make calling myself lazy. It just gives it some, authenticity, like
character.
Everybody says, oh, fuck sometimes,
Yeah.
So we were talking right before we went live, that possibility of playing Never Have I Ever to get the ice broken a little bit.
Oh,
And
Just a little.
we're all drinking, right?
Yes,
What,
of
what are
course.
what are we drinking?
I have a exotic pineapple Topo Chico seltzer.
Ooh,
Nice.
I have a White Claw. Ooh, seltzer pineapple.
Nice.
Closest thing to a mimosa I could get.
I'm just drinking Miller Lights today.
Nice.
I had a buddy of mine. He gave me a 30 rack for helping him out, and it's taken me forever to get through it, and so I'm stuck with it. But it's free, so
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
free.
Can't complain.
All right. So who wants to go first?
All right. Well, are we gonna hold up like
Let's-
3 fingers?
Yeah, let's just do 3.
Okay.
I was like, we're in the camera. Okay. I'll go first because I have an easy one.
Okay.
Never have I ever live streamed.
Oh,
Damn. All right.
Sorry.
Kristen.
never have I ever streaked publicly.
If I have, I don't remember doing it. Does that?
Yeah.
I'm not drinking that.
Me too.
I had to
Like,
think about it. I was like, oh, I don't know.
I've gotten pretty naked in public, but I didn't like run around or anything, you know? So I don't know if that counts.
Well, just leave it up for now.
Now you got me thinking. Now I'm like, oh shit, have I ever done that? Like,
Like butt ass naked, like
Oh, I
no
know.
clothes, birthday suit.
I'll leave it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Okay. Never have I ever had a true crime podcast.
Oh.
Cool.
Now that the easy ones are out of the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Never have I ever gone skydiving.
I've never gone skydiving.
Damn.
Mm-mm.
That
I
normally
wanted
that
to-
usually gets people.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I've been wanting to go, but
Me too.
no.
We should go on like our year podcast anniversary.
Yeah, and then we should tell the story about how the guy died skydiving.
How
Oh my
a lot
god.
of people die.
I forget
There's
that true
like a-
crime podcasts are so dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard for me to have a conversation with anyone because they'll tell me something and I'm like, oh, I know a really morbid story that has to deal with that topic. Like, sorry. And then I bring it up and they're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get away from you now. So that makes sense. Never have I ever stayed up 2 days in a row.
Damn.
You've done that?
I'm in the military. I do a lot.
Oh.
I'm like, Kristen, are you sure we haven't?
I've definitely we've at least fallen asleep by the like 40th hour.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I don't think I have.
Doesn't feel
Well,
good.
2
I
days.
can imagine people go insane from not sleeping. So
I may
Um,
have, but I wouldn't remember, honestly.
Damn, I'm so bad at this game. Oh, here's one. Never have I ever been to California.
yeah, Wine Valley. Hello.
Never have I ever lived alone.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yay!
We win.
Welcome to the show.
Well, what's up?
All right. So I know Sarah from, we met in middle school at Shepherd, at the
Yeah.
same middle school and church.
I
how
heard
did-
y'all dated.
Yeah, 6th grade for like what, a weekend?
A weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, like not even a week.
Held hands. Went behind the bleachers.
No, not even. I was not like ever ready for a boyfriend. I did not. No. I wouldn't even answer his phone
burn.
calls. I was like, no.
I don't even remember calling you. Like, I remembered it like vaguely, but that was like it was sixth grade. I don't remember sixth
Yeah.
grade. I don't remember middle school very much.
Yeah,
Middle school
no.
was just a weird time. I think it was a weird time for everybody.
Uh-huh.
Middle school
And
and high school, no thank you.
I didn't mind high school. High school wasn't too bad for me, but middle school was wasn't bad, but it was like we went to a small private school. It was just, you know, it was just weird.
It was just weird, yeah. Took me a long time to figure myself out and my identity transferring to a public school and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was a weird goth kid until like 8th grade, so
Nice. That would have
Not
been me. My
surprised.
parents wouldn't let me do that though. So
my mom refused to let me wear all black, so I would have to settle for wearing like a red t-shirt and like black pants or vice versa. I would just do like some kind of mixture of black and red because I couldn't do all black. I was so upset.
So where did you guys meet? Like, Kristen, where are you from? Like, like, how did you guys meet and become friends and stuff?
Yeah, so I'm actually here from San Antonio. I had never known Sarah up until, what was it, 2006, 14, 15? 15. We actually met at Topgolf, so we both got jobs there in the same like little department.
Mhm.
And one of our managers was saying how this girl named Sarah was going to be a shift lead. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? And so we end up like meeting through the little meetings, whatever, and then like find out she smokes. And I'm like, cool, let's hang out. And then
Yeah, we had similar interests, so
Yeah.
that included like Jameson and wine, and
Mhm.
we hit it off.
Nice.
hit it off. Yeah, I was dating a guy that worked at a bar at the time, so we would just go and drink for free and have the best time. Oh my god, it was great.
That's awesome. So, okay, so you guys just started your podcast. What got why'd y'all want to start a podcast? Like, what got you?
So I don't know. I've been seeing everyone do social media or like something with social media for so long. Like I remember back in 2012, I really wanted to do YouTube. Like that's what I saw everyone doing. Like everyone was doing their makeup and posting videos, and I thought that was so interesting, but I never stepped off the ledge and actually did it. So when I dove into the podcasting world and found that, hey, there's something I'm actually interested in, which is like true crime, and people are actually talking about it, and you can sit here and drink wine and do this, I thought, well, fuck it. There are thousands of people doing it. Why not me? Like, why not just take a shot?
Yeah,
What's the
Kristen
worst
got
that's going to happen?
Yeah, she got me into podcasts. So we would listen to them together, and we started kind of not really joking, but saying, what if we started one day? And
Mhm.
a couple of months ago, we were talking about it more and more. And one day, Kristen was like, oh, I ordered a microphone out of the blue. So I was like, oh shit, I guess we're doing this. I have
Here
to
we
order a
go.
microphone now. Here we go.
Got that stimmy money, baby. Let's go spend it.
That's awesome. That's kind of how I started too. I was like, maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't. And I'm one of those people that goes through like a million different phases of like hobbies and stuff.
Me
And I
too.
was like, but I knew podcasting, like there was a lot of equipment involved, and like,
Mhm.
so I told my friends, I was like, look, in 6 months, if I don't shut the fuck up about starting a podcast, then like I'll pull the trigger. But like I wanted to like make sure I wasn't like, phasing it out.
Through it.
Yeah.
And then like 8 months go by, and my buddy was like, you're still talking about this, like why haven't you done it yet? And I was like, oh, I guess I could get started now. So here we are, and I fucking love it.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I was just going to say, it's cool because true crime's always been like, I think the most consistent thing within our friendship. It's like scary movies or whatnot. Like we both fucking suck at makeup, so we wouldn't have done YouTube, but sitting and talking about something that we'll never get bored of. Yeah. That's
So in the true crime world, like what is y'all's, because there's a lot of things that come with true crime. You got murder, like I mean, I don't even know. You still are serial killers, scary stuff. Like what's y'all's like niche? Like do y'all just like do everything?
We plan to do everything. Our little kind of slogan is murder, mysteries, and mishaps. So mysteries, disappearances, unsolved cases, haunted shit, ghost stories. Kristen talked about Bigfoot this week. So some folklore maybe.
Yeah,
Okay.
and even some research that I've been doing lately is just like bad shit that happens to people. Like if you are having a really unlucky day and you die in a really unfortunate way, like it's not technically true crime, but I think that's interesting as shit. Like,
yeah, it still falls into that like real event that happened. Like, what the fuck was it? Like,
yeah,
how?
like there's a woman that I was reading about that I guess met a guy online and they were really into bestiality. And so she ended up having sex with this dude's German Shepherd and was allergic to the dog and ended up dying. So
Ew.
yeah, it's just like weird, crazy, not
Talk about fire
particularly.
crotch.
I know. It's not always going to be like that sexualized, but just like weird shit like that. People dying in really weird, fucked up ways. A lot of like negligence to companies, like deaths that way. I don't know what's the word I'm trying to think of, but
No, I know what you're saying. Like
Yeah.
the anomaly of some deaths, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really good at big words. So this show is kind of a comedy podcast. I started this because I was like doing stand up and stuff too, and like so I'm not really like the smartest guy. So you guys is gonna. I was listening to one of your most recent episode, and y'all were saying some big words that I was like, oh, I wouldn't have ever used that. Like
No,
the
we
tantalizing or
we don't even know the words that we're saying.
I was just like, oh wow. I was like, they know more than me. So
I know. One of us, I think it was me that had said bipedal, and then Sarah had said something. Oh, she had said metropolis. I'm like, damn, that's a nice word.
metropolis.
It's like, what does that even mean? I got to go back to school for that one.
I went through a phase where I was saying bode. Like that didn't bode well for so and so. I went through like a week. I couldn't stop saying it, and I was like, I was using it incorrectly too. Like, how is this gonna bode? People are like, what does that mean?
I had recently watched a like Victorian era show, and they had used the term sanguine, and it's like to be optimist in really unfortunate circumstances. And I'd be like, oh, that's so sanguine of you. I'm like, am I even using that right? I have no fucking clue. My bad.
It makes you sound like a douche. Don't say that word.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Everybody, it says behoove of you. Behoove you. Behoove of you? What's the right word?
No.
It would behoove you. Oh
But
god.
who of you, not hoove.
No,
No, I thought it was behoove.
I thought it was behoove.
Behoove of.
No,
I think chat, if you're in
you're
there,
in the
let us know in the
wrong.
comments, all right? I don't know the right one. Actually, the guy that commented this is Metcalf. He was actually on the show last week. But anyways, okay. So a little bit of everything. I'm starting to get into true crime a little bit. I just watched I just got Peacock TV, and I'm almost done with the John Wayne Gacy documentary. And it's pretty good. Yeah, it was freaky. I thought they were gonna dive a little bit more into the clown stuff, and they didn't. But
yeah, it's I guess like the stuff that he does is more obviously interesting than the clown shit, but it's all very weird. But there's actually a guy, and he was one of the reasons what got me to start this podcast, Mr. Ballin. He's actually, I think, a Marine turned YouTuber, and he talks about strange, dark, and mysterious is like his thing. But yeah, he talks about really weird, creepy shit. He even talks about one where he, I guess, was taking a trip and they were somewhere in Iraq, and I guess it's where they're burning the piles of junk, like you burn the trash or whatnot. And I don't know, there was some like, it was on some haunting ground. Some like a lot of soldiers had died there. I'm so bad at telling stories that I haven't read just recently, but it's really creepy shit. If you go onto his page, it's a lot of interesting things. But
okay, cool. So what is y'all? So y'all done 4 episodes. I didn't have a chance to listen to them all. But
how
like, so what? I know. I'm so sorry. I'm the worst. I'm listening to your 4th one right now. But so far, what is your, out of the 4 episodes you've done, what's your favorite topic that you've covered so far?
I think this past one that I just did over the non-Teaneck, the Bigfoot of Portlock, Alaska, was, I think, just the creepiest, because I don't believe in paranormal things. Like, as strange as that sounds, I just don't believe in ghosts. I don't have enough evidence in my mind to say that they're 100% there. I just think that people are assholes and they fake it. But this one was weird because there was something actually out there killing people that people couldn't explain. And like, yeah, it may have been a big ass bear, but then like at the same time, there was a bear killing multiple people. So it's just really interesting that the stories that were around that town.
Okay.
Yeah, my favorite was probably just because of the storyline, episode 2, where I talked about two best friends who go. Yeah, my dog. I talked about two best friends who go camping and they take some LSD and one ends up dead. And Kristen and I have always loved camping, and so I just thought it was a fun topic because it was relatable, except with the killing part. So.
Yeah. Other than that one, it was really fun to record that one. Our first one was probably the worst because it took so many times, and the first time I was so nervous, I got so drunk at the end. I just stopped halfway through, and I was like, "I'm not saying the rest of this story."
I drink done. For all of my episodes, most of my episodes. I think I did one episode completely sober, and this sounds horrible. I hate saying this, but I did it one episode completely sober, and it was the worst episode I've ever done. Like, it was just boring, and like I couldn't think. Like, I don't like to get like hammered on the show, but I like a little buzz, and you get
buzz.
The creative juices going.
Feel. Liquid
yeah. There have been times where I've kind of overdone it, and I've had to. Well, they weren't like official episodes, but we did some streams, and I got a little too crazy, so I had to take some of those stuff down. But but yeah, no, it's yeah, I got you.
Our last episode, I was not drinking and Sarah was slightly drinking, but that was our second time recording it. So the first time we were both drinking and we had maybe drank a little too much and we were just getting wild. But the topic was pretty grim, and so I was like, I don't think it's appropriate to be like laughing when we're talking about something so morbid. So we do it again. Yeah. And then the next time that we record, my son had given me whatever he had gotten from his daycare. So I was just drinking tea. And the difference between the recordings, like night and day, I was like, this one is so much more chill. It's so much more relaxed. It's like very crazy to see the difference between our ramblings completely, well, me sober and just like not.
It's funny. My mom, hi mom, by the way, thanks for watching, mom.
Hi mom.
Hi.
She her and my dad are like, they watch the show like as much as they can, and but there was one time where I was pretty sober for it, and she commented, she was like, you're not the same when you're sober, and I was like, oh, okay, thanks for encouraging me, mom.
Guess I'll just go and drink more.
Yeah. But okay, so what gets you interested in like true crime? Like, is that just like are y'all just like,
well,
I don't want to say fucked up in the head, but like, do you just like,
yeah,
I mean, we all are at some aspect. We're all fucked up in the head, but like
a generalized common interest in the true crime usually has something to do with how like we don't have much going on in our lives, so we feed off of the drama and the morbidity.
Sure, I don't know if that's a word. Morbidity
of true crime. So a lot of people find it fascinating just because of their own boring lives.
Yeah.
So that has a little bit to play for us, I'd say, because I don't think you can deny that, but we've just always been fascinated with it, and all of the components, like the murdered, the missing, the shit you can't explain. We'll be talking about UFOs at some point, I'm sure. And so it's all the unworldly things that we live upon that are just interesting.
Yeah.
I've always loved scary movies and haunted houses, and
I'm so excited for the next Conjuring that's coming out.
Me too.
I didn't realize they were coming out with another one until the other day, and I saw the commercial, and I was like, yes.
Hell yeah.
I know. I read into that case once I saw it because I had never.
Yeah, what do you think about the Conjuring and all that? Because you don't like paranormal, you don't believe in it necessarily.
It's not that I don't believe, or it's not that I don't like it. It's just I don't necessarily believe in it. Like during the spiritualism era, you had a lot of people that were like going into believing like, oh, ghosts are a real thing. And so you would have a lot of these, I don't know, the people that would talk to the dead becoming a thing. And there were these two sisters that got really popular. And of course, everyone was believing them. And then I think it was like on their deathbed or right after they retired, they had told people that they were just like cracking their toe knuckles the entire time. So they were basically like faking it. And all of the cases of the well-known spiritualism, there's not really one where it's a sense of like, holy shit, I don't know. Because everything, it's hard to prove even with video and photography. And I think that's why we're going to have a hard time proving it, is because it's so easy for someone to see a photo and be like, oh, that's doctored. If you're not there in that moment, like, how do you 100% know? And even then, it's like you see Chris Angel and he's like, oh my God, how does he do it? He's walking on water right in front of me. And it's like, I don't know, but it's fucking fake.
We're going to go do something haunted when I'm in town next weekend. We're going to go to the train tracks or...
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And it's like, literally, this has been something that I have grown up on my entire life. My grandma and I grew up watching true crime shows together. So it's just something that I have been immersed in since I don't even know, probably a little too young, but I love it. It's been great. But so we've done a lot of the haunted, like, I've done the little railroad tracks over in San Antonio. Yeah. Thank you. And I didn't think of anything paranormal. I mean, on our first episode, we talk about our, like, what we think is a paranormal experience. So it's definitely something, I guess, like, we've encountered, but I don't know. I always just think like there's some other reason, there's something going on that can explain it.
I think it's wild because like everybody can say like, oh, like that video or that picture is like photoshopped or whatever. But then like you talk to people who think that they've had like that have had like their own experiences, and they like they like firmly believe it, and it like fucks them up in the head a little bit. And that's the part that I think is weird, because you can't like prove that they're faking it, like when they're you know, mentally unstable now because of this like experience that they had, or like this possession that took place. You know, it's like you can probably, you know, get around like proving that, oh, the chair didn't move by itself, something moved it, but like you can't prove that this guy isn't really like fucking crazy. You know, that's the kind of thing. That's where I think it's like that's where I get caught into like, I kind of believe hard it.
Or even like there's one woman that had gotten abducted. I'm sure we'll go over it in detail at some point, but she claims that she was abducted by aliens, and she was able to map out this, like, I guess, list of stars that she had seen. And then years down the road, the scientists had found the exact constellation that she had drawn out. So it's like things like that I'm more prone to believe than, I guess, like a photograph or something, because the Conjuring, Ed and Lorraine have a photo that they took in the Amityville house, and it clearly shows like a little boy there. And so obviously it's a photo coming from them. Like, I want to believe it. And I look at that photo, and if it's real, like, fuck that. I would never step foot in that house, like, burn that shit to the ground. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. Like, could they have paid a little boy to do that? But I don't know. You just never know. People fucking suck.
Yeah, I'm open to the idea of like the spiritualism and ghosts. Not that I've had a super personal experience that would make me a hardcore believer. I think the closest I've gotten was one time. So when my husband deployed, I bought a pregnancy pillow to like cuddle with. And one time in the middle of the night, oh my gosh, I woke up to turn over or something. I adjusted the pillow and I saw like glowing sparks in the pillow, and I shot out of bed and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I thought I was asleep. I thought I was tripping, dreaming. I don't know. And so I get the pillow and I start like rubbing it and shaking it, and there's static electricity in it, but it was blue. And I thought I was having an unworldly experience.
Maybe you were like rubbing it in your sleep, and you were like just chucking it.
It was for sure static electricity, but
not some like ectoplasm.
It took me a moment to figure that out. But I threw the pillow across the room because I didn't want to catch on fire in the middle of the night.
Yeah, fuck that. I had a terrifying experience of sleep paralysis. The only time I've had it, and
That's terrifying. I've had that before too.
Like, don't recommend anyone get it. Like, please don't research it, because apparently looking it up, you can get it. It's like
You
the
can just
fucked up
trigger
part.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so, and there's like a disease where people got but whatever. Anyways, I was laying in bed and I was half asleep, and I felt the weight of my cat next to me, and so I'm like, cool, my cat's there, I'm just gonna roll over and go back to bed. And then I hear my door open, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's just like the vents or something, whatever. And then it sounds like my cat is walking up, and I'm like, what? That's not possible. My cat's laying right here next to me. And so I'm feeling the cat's presence next to my bed, or whatever this is, this fake cat next to my bed. And I'm like, my eyes are still closed and I'm too terrified to open them. And I'm like, if this cat gets on the bed, I'm going to open and see what's going on. And as soon as I feel it jump and like get on me, I go to shoot up, and like my body can't move. I can't, like, I'm getting tingles all throughout my body. And then after like this electricity wears off, I just get this like ominous feeling all over me, and it is just like the most terrible thing in the world. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I think I just even I somehow managed to go back to bed. I'm like, forget this even happened, just go back to bed, the demons won't mess with you, it's fine. It was terrifying. I
had sleep paralysis during the tax test one time. I fell asleep. This is gonna sound crazy. This is gonna sound crazy, but I finished taking. So if you don't know what the tax test is, it's basically the standardized testing that the schools in Texas, well, they used to take. It's called something else now. But I fell asleep after the test. You know, I had brought my pillow in and everything. Like I was out cold, and then I had a dream that I was watching myself from above, and then I could see my face, and I opened my eyes, and then like I was just stuck. Like I couldn't move for like 5 minutes. It felt like I was just.
You were probably like astral projecting.
It was weird. It was one of the weirdest experiences I've ever had. And and then I just like after a couple minutes, I closed my eyes and I just felt like a breath of like air like went like into me. And then I was like, oh, and then I sat up real fast, and like everybody like looked up, and it was because I'd like just jolted up and like.
That's
and then I tried to like play it off like I was stretching or something, and I was like trying not to freak out. Like
that sounds like astral projection stuff.
Seriously, that's how the kid from The Conjuring got haunted. He could,
don't say that. Come on now.
Well, I mean, if it's only happened to you once, then I think you're good.
Well, so I live in this super old house. I'm in Washington D.C. right now.
Yeah, tell us.
This house is like ancient, and I don't know when it was built, but I know it's old. And the other night though, I was sleeping and I had like just fallen asleep, and I live on the 3rd floor by myself. Like nobody else lives up here in this house, up on this floor. And I hear a knock at my door, like on my bedroom door. And I was like, oh, I guess one of my roommates needs me or something. So I get up and I open the door. No one's there. All the lights are off in the house. And I was like, then I just got like, that's the other reason why I kind of believe this stuff is because you just feel the energies in like rooms and stuff. And it felt like I got cold, and it just felt like it was terrifying. I sat awake. I turned my TV on. I turned my closet light on, and I just laid there and like watched TV for an hour until I fell back asleep. But it scared the living shit out of me. Yeah, and that was 3 days ago.
Fuck
that.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna need an update.
So you're going to need to record yourself sleeping and get one of those little apps where it picks up the noise when you're asleep.
Yeah, I'm also scared of that though, because I don't want to hear it.
No, okay, do it though. One girl went real viral on TikTok because she did that, and she had her sleepwalking. No, she had the rowdiest fart, like the loudest. Oh my god, I heard it and I was like, that was not a person. That was a demon growling in a corner.
So, Nimit, I have not confirmed with my roommate yet. One of my roommates has lived here for like 5 years, and I need to just ask him if he's like noticed anything. He lives in the basement. I'm just scared to ask him because I don't want to know.
That would be the worst place to live. I feel like the basement.
I'm only living here for 4 more weeks, like 3 or 4 more weeks, and like I just want to get through this month, and then I'll probably ask him Because I don't know. I don't want to stir it up.
No,
I don't want to
okay.
stir it up.
No,
What if I'm
here's
just, like, get trapped in the house? Like, I don't know.
Here's what you do. On the last day, you get a Ouija board and you ask if there's anything in the house. And so if something goes into the house, it's fine. You'll be gone by that point.
My cat is about to be featured on your podcast.
I know. Seriously, we'll
God.
take your scary stories.
It's no, like you'll be covering my story of me dead. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh,
You could definitely
podcast
have
host found dead in his haunted house.
I'm feeling a real big Dear David moment here.
What's that?
Dear David on Twitter? No?
No.
Dear David?
And you're not
Oh.
into social media.
Well, because
Yeah.
this happened years ago. They were like going to make a Netflix movie out of it, but it's this guy was tweeting, I think he was maybe living in San Francisco, saying like, my apartment is having some really weird shit. I just moved in here. My 2 cats are acting weird. They're going by the door. And it just slowly progresses to like I'm having these sleep paralysis dreams where like there's this little boy here. And then he gets like photographs of like this demonic little boy in the corner of his bed. And like one of the images is like the little boy is falling like actually onto him when he's sleeping. And like it was one of the nights that he had sleep paralysis. Yeah, it was... At the beginning, it seemed so real, but then towards the end, you're like, "Oh, okay, this is pretty."
I swear to God, if we woke something up in this house, just talking about this stuff,
Hello.
I'm gonna be upset. No.
You need a Ouija board.
Now I got like chills. I'm sweating. I'm nervous now. Like, I'm probably not gonna sleep here tonight. Like,
no, you're good. You're good. You need a Ouija board. Either that or like
there's no. So when I was in high school, we played with one in my house one time. Sarah, do you remember the Dirks?
Yes.
Adam and Ethan.
I watched your last episode and I was like, Dirks, Ethan,
yeah.
Adam. Oh my God.
Yeah, we're all still boys.
Good.
Yeah, but yeah, we did it one time. Years later, Ethan told us that he made it up, but like, we asked the thing, asked it all these questions, and it was like, yeah, we were talking to some like dead Indian kid, and I was like, oh my God, and I was freaked out all night, and then for the next month, I couldn't sleep at the house. Like I was just, it was terrifying. But then Ethan admitted years later that he was the one that was moving it, and I was like, dude, everybody in the house, everybody was freaking out.
Yeah, I did
so many girls.
In high school.
I know,
and nothing happened.
No, so many. I didn't do a Ouija board or anything, but in my elementary school, I think girls were so obsessed with the Bloody Mary, and this one girl would like do it in the PE bathroom, and she would come out and she would have these long scratches all over her arm, and we'd be like, oh my God, it attacked you, that's so insane. And then the next day she'd be like, yeah, I scratched myself, y'all are stupid. And that's when I knew, you know what, Kristen, maybe this shit's all fake.
Derek, do you remember the bathroom in the Shepherd of the Hills library?
Yeah.
That was always like a really creepy place, and we used to talk about how it was like haunted.
Remember the kid in the stained glass? His face would glow at night. Yeah. They tore that building down, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't.
Yeah, they tore it down last summer.
Maybe there's a reason for that.
It was freaky. Yeah, there was this. So the library of our school was the old church. Like it used to be the church. So there's a bunch of stained glass windows, and on the far right side there's a stained glass picture of Jesus, and he's talking to all the children, and he has a kid in his lap, and the face on it is like really detailed. And at night his face would glow because there was you could tell because there was a parking light, like one of the parking lot lights was back there.
I was like,
it would glow. But it would glow in any, like, no matter where you stood in the library, it would still glow. Like, it just caught the light, I guess.
Yeah.
But there were some wild, I don't know if you heard the stories about the boy. Apparently, like, the story I heard was that this boy was, like, he was killed in the neighborhood across the street because he, like, went to go get, like, his toy out of, like, the street. He got hit by a car.
Oh.
And then, so then the church, like, memorialized him by putting his face in the window. So, yeah, I don't think that story was true, but that library always gave me chills, and it was always a creepy place.
Hell yeah.
There's a insane asylum, or like a supposed abandoned insane asylum here in San Antonio that everyone would try to get me to break into, and I'm like, no. Thank you.
I had
don't
a friend
believe
in high
ghosts,
school
but
that wanted to go there and film a short film there. He wanted to do something there, and I was like, "Nah, I'm out, dude. I'm not doing a YouTube video at an abandoned asylum as a high school kid. Like that's just asking for me to get killed." Like,
yeah, that's what was so insane. The place in Alaska that I covered, people to this day are like wanting to do a little YouTube video, go find Bigfoot. I'm like, dude, regardless if it's a Bigfoot or not, like someone still died. Like there were at least 2 dudes that got big enough injuries and they said it was some big hairy creature and they died from it. And I'm like, I don't know if they would lie and say that something big and hairy attacked them. So fuck, it's just the human brain.
Yeah, it's capable of so much and ruining so much. Like, I've been wanting to go camping and stuff again, and I was literally on TikTok this morning, or maybe it was yesterday. I saw this TikTok, and this chick was talking about the like unknowns of like we always talk about. We don't know what's in the ocean, we don't know what's in space, but like there's still so much like wooded area in the world that like we don't know anything like that goes on in there. And so like, yeah, you can't confirm or deny Bigfoot because we don't know. But like, there's also things like in like indigenous tribes of people that we don't know about that have just been secluded and off, in deep in the woods,
even like Bushmen. So I say Bushmen, not in the sense of Bigfoot, but it's a real thing, especially out on the Appalachian Trail more so, where there are people that are like, fuck society and its standards. I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah. And they go out and they live in the woods. Well, sometimes they'll like go out and take a woman to like pillage and plunder, like, I don't know, old timey shit. And it's just insane. But yeah, it's like if you Google missing 411, the amount of creepy, unexplained shit that happens in the woods is like, oh, it makes me almost not want to go camping again. But
yeah. It took me forever to see the movie The Blair Witch Project, and I didn't see it until I think it was like last summer or so. But I didn't think it was gonna freak me out because I was like, oh, it's a little older, it's 90s, Yeah. That movie freaked me out. Like I was like, nah, like just made me scared of the woods, and I've never been scared of the woods. Like I love going camping and stuff. Like it's just no.
I think besides there's like a human cannibal or something like that where the director had to actually prove that the people in the movie didn't die because the scenes were like so gory and tragic. But like other than that, Blair Witch was really the first movie to like put on like, hey, you can make a movie and people think that this is absolutely real. Takes no money whatsoever. Like barely anything. When you look at like how much Saw took to make, it was, I mean, amazing. And then it built like the greatest empire. I mean, it was just all of these movies are just awesome stepping stones in that industry.
That shit's so gnarly. Speaking of like thinking it's real, flashback to Shepherd. Were you ever in the class? I think we had to listen to War of the Worlds, like the radio broadcast. I don't remember what class it was. I don't remember what grade it was, but we had to listen to War of the Worlds, like the original radio broadcast. And like, if you look into the history of that, when people played it, like, cause there was no TV back then, this radio broadcast, people legit thought that the world was ending because like they just heard it on the radio and the whole world went crazy, for a day thinking that, these aliens had just come in and just destroying the world, And it's wild how much media can like just control like your thoughts,
influence.
Like, even just talking today about like haunted shit. Now I'm like,
well, it's like a year ago, people, or maybe longer, I don't even know. Time is no longer a thing to me now that COVID has happened, but people, however long ago, were like wanting to storm Area 51 Naruto style, like gonna go at it. And then like just recently they were like, yeah, UFOs exist, like aliens are probably real. And no one said a thing. I'm like, why aren't people caring?
They said they're real. The guy working for, I think it was Israel, their space like program said that there's a space federation out there and they're just waiting to introduce themselves to us until we're ready. Like,
it's fucking wild to hear. And it's like, we are just we either don't care or we're just too terrified that we're going to act like we don't care. It's like, I don't know. But then we'll watch a documentary about mermaids and we're like, oh, fuck yeah, did you see that National Geo? Mermaids are real.
They're real. Yeah.
I live in New Mexico now, so I've been really keeping my eye open for some unidentified objects in the sky. But I
Is
saw
Martha
one.
Lights, is that in New Mexico?
No, that's Texas.
Duh, Martha. Idiot. Yeah. Oh, Roswell. That's what I'm thinking of. Roswell.
Roswell,
Fucking
yeah.
Roswell. Duh.
Yeah, that's pretty close to me. It's like an hour away. And they have the alien museum and everything. One time I thought I saw a UFO. I was driving down the highway and I was like, no way, that's a UFO. So close to me because the lights, the formation of the lights was incredible. And so then and it was like on the road almost. And so I keep driving and it was just like 4 motorcycles in formation on the road. So their lights just looked all crazy.
A few weeks ago, my buddy, he was out in Georgia doing some military thing, but he was like staying in the woods, and they had to wake up at like 4 a.m. or something, or super early in the morning. And he sent me a picture of it. Looked like a UFO, and he didn't know what it was. And he was like, dude, they're like, UFOs are real. And I was like, whatever. So then like I get to work like a couple hours later and realize that SpaceX had launched another rocket. But like the picture he sent me, he was like, dude, it was moving so slow, and like it was like puffing air or something out of it. And I was like, for the first like couple hours in the morning, I was tripping. I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, but nope, just launching rockets casually to space. Like it's no big deal anymore. Like
Kristen loves this one. I was gonna say you should check out Skinwalker Ranch. They have
I'm for sure doing an episode.
I think I've heard about this.
Yeah, it's on my archive of episodes to do for sure, because it's just such a fucking wild ass story. Like, I guess I believe in aliens, I guess, more than I would Bigfoot, just because, I don't know, in my mind, like, the space is so big, there has to be something else out there. That, and like the people that they got to do the investigation out on that ranch were a bunch of like scientists and PhDs and people who like did not believe in ghosts, who were fucking wicked ass smart. And yeah, crazy shit went down.
Skinwalker Ranch. It's just a fucking freaky like name for a ranch.
Hell yeah.
And I believe it was named that before all the shit went down.
It's also known as Sherman Ranch. Huh. I don't know. I could do a whole series on UFOs and aliens. I like 100% believe that they're real.
Yeah, I was about to say Sarah has an alien.
Oh, you do?
She has
nice.
Alien in the mountains.
I don't. I think it's more insane to think that they don't exist. Like the people who are like, aliens aren't real. It's not a real thing.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're psycho. Like, they just like you said, the odds of it being real.
Something.
Yeah, we're ants in the universe. You know, if we're here, there's somebody
small.
Other
so
things
many galaxies, so many planets. There's just no way. Like there has to be something. Has to be.
I'm really want to do. So this show is going to slowly start doing more like not serious stuff, guys. Y'all still can watch and have laughs and stuff.
Topics,
but like it's gonna be more topical instead, because I've just like thrown structure out the window essentially. So like I want to get back to like, you know, this is what we do, you know. So I want to do like a month on UFOs or like a month on conspiracies, that kind of thing.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, no, UFOs. We tried doing a conspiracy theory like series, and then we did like a couple weeks of it, and then we never got to UFOs or anything that I really wanted to cover. So really want to get back to that. But
yeah, there are a few conspiracies in my book that I've been looking into for the possible future episodes.
I have one I can mention that I'm definitely not going to do an episode on because it's very short. It's the Chapstick Conspiracy. It's one that I'm a strong believer in the Chapstick Conspiracy. So chapstick is a lie. The more you use it, the more you need it. Okay, just ditch it, people.
I mean, I don't even use chapstick, so I guess that's.
And you don't need it, do you?
Not very often. Sometimes I need it.
No, yeah. I need it though. I need it always, and I have gone through phases where I don't need it, or I have gone through phases where I don't use it, but I still need it.
I have nice lips. I like my lips.
I took Accutane and it fucked my lips up. But no,
I got my feeling my lips.
No, the Dasani water conspiracy is fucking real. If you drink Dasani, you go throw that shit down your little drain right now.
Dasani water.
Dasani water.
What is that one longer than the chapstick theory?
No, they put chemicals in the water to like make you more thirsty, but it's also like if you were to open a Dasani, it fizzes. It like actually does a fizz, like a little psst, like a carbonated drink.
It's pressurized.
No, it's water. Water should not do that. No, I know like Shane Dawson has had a lot of shit, so I don't like want to recommend him, but he does a really good video on the Dasani water little conspiracy, and it's fucking real. It makes you more thirsty like the more you drink it. Coke is a fucking shady ass corporation, so I don't put it beside them. Sorry, Coke, but
Dasani tastes like ass anyways.
It does, because there's all that shit in it. It's like, it's not even like the water isn't even the first ingredient in it. I don't think it's like crazy ass shit. Do not drink Dasani. If they have Dasani in a vending machine, like you're honestly probably better off drinking a soda. It's insane.
I just drink tap water. I don't know what's.
One of the ingredients in it, I think, is like a fire starter or something like that. It's like, I forget the whole 3 points, but there are 3 points with that water that make it why you should not drink it, and it's very validating.
Sarah, you're not a fan of tap water?
Not really.
She's a fan of seltzer.
No, I mean, I definitely have a Brita. I have been doing bottled water lately because I feel like I've been not drinking water, and when I have water in a cup, I'm just less likely to drink it. If I have a bottle of water, I'll be like, oh, I need to finish this, you know? It's weird. It's weird.
I guess I kind
of. But yeah, not into the tap water.
I don't know. I never got I mean, I'll drink bottles of water, not like crazy, but like, yeah, I always grew up on tap water. I grew up on the hose. Like my parents kicked me outside. Like I can't drink anything except the hose water. So
yeah. Well,
what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? So
in Texas, most places it's not too bad. So growing up, I would drink tap water, but here in New Mexico, our water is, I mean, it's so hard. Not that makes it not okay to drink, but it just kind of sketches me out. I don't know.
Yeah, you taste the minerals and everything in it.
Yeah, the dust.
Well, I want to say real quick, thank you guys so much for being on. Y'all want to plug your stuff? You all right?
Yeah.
Just fine.
Great.
You want to plug your show, kind of like where we can find you?
Kristen, shameless plug.
Oh, God, I was going to say you do it. So I don't even know how we do it. Go find us on any of your podcast listening platforms. Redrum and Red Wine Podcast. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at RARW Podcast, all one word. Sarah, anything you want to add? Oh, also, you can email us at redrum and redwine podcast at gmail.com.
I think I put your email in the... Okay, yeah. Oh, the links are on the bottom, too. Sorry, go ahead.
Cool. I was just going to say, our name is such a tongue twister.
It really is.
When we're drinking, we're like red rum and red.
I know. Saying the ending, I'm like, oh, shit. I need to do some new... Well, I can't even do it. I can't. I'm not even going to.
Well, thank you guys so much. Unique New York.
Unique New York.
Thank you guys so much for being on. I'm going to take you guys down for a second while I do my outro, but stick around. We'll chat a little bit after we go off the air. All right.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you. All right. That was Sarah and Kristen from Redrum and Red Wine. Make sure to go check them out. They have a dope podcast. They just started. So get in early and, support them, give them a like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You can find them on everything that they just said. All the links are in the description below. If you want to find more info about us, just go to www.atiltedworld.com. You'll be able to find our store, our about us, how to contact us, all that stuff. But you can also just subscribe to our YouTube or DM us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Just search a Tilted World Podcast and you'll find us there. So thank you guys so much for being here. And once again, if this was your first time, thanks for being here. And we will see you next week.